Yeah, I want it that way, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me. Yes, me, your host, Jan. Hope you're doing well, friend. I really do hope that. Welcome to Winners and Losers, Frank Lampard edition. We do it with the other managers. We'll do it with the return of Frank Lampard. Who will benefit from this interim appointment? Who will be happy and who will be sad? Reports are actually suggesting that the appointment across the board is a welcomed one by the players. And it's by a lot of fans welcomed as well. A lot of Chelsea fans have surprised themselves with how pleased they are with this interim managerial appointment, including myself. I love Super Frank, but I'm also terrified of not having a top tier manager. Anyway, point being, today we're doing winners and losers. We're going to go through the Chelsea squad and ask if they'll be happy or sad that Frank Lampard is the current interim manager. Please do consider supporting this content by taking a millisecond of your long life and just tapping like on the video. It really makes the difference if you do it. And you're welcome to subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell. I recommend. Starting off with goalkeepers. Bettinelli won't give a ruddy so-and-so that the management's changed. There'll be no opportunities for him to play. We'll have all the caps. And he is just going to chill and train. Now, this is interesting goalkeeper because Kepa Arrizabalaga, Chelsea's current first team goalkeeper, the first choice, was replaced under Frank Lampard for Edouard Mendy. Petr Cech went to go and get Mendy from Rennes in Ligue 1, and Lampard gave the blessing, and the rest is history. He played well. We won the Champions League. But things have since changed under G-Pots, Graham Potter. Kepa's probably quite rightly in first team contention. Now, does Lampard analyse this? And also, I don't think this is like a particular diss on Lamps. He just reacted to, obviously Lampard's not a good defensive coach. Make no bones about it. So we were conceding goals and Kepa looked bad. But despite those flaws from Lampard, Kepa was bad, bro. Like just the shot percentage, everything he faced went in. So he obviously had a crisis of confidence. The rest is history, you know all about it. So maybe Lampard will reassess that and be like, that's not the case anymore. But despite that, I'm going to put Edouard Mendy as a winner. So I'm going to put him as a winner because he might get selected every now and again. There's more of a chance he gets selected than Potter. Let's be real. Kepa's probably going to get his place. But because in Mendy's position, there's more of a chance of him getting played under Lampard than there is Graham Potter. He can be a winner. And Kepa, potentially a loser, but probably not. And Gaga Slonina, again, had this been the beginning of the season, he might have had a crack. But not at this point. So defenders, and an immediate winner, I'm going to put in is Thiago Silva. Now, Thiago Silva loved Thomas Tuchel. They won the Champions League together. But he also loved Frank Lampard. And he's been ever thankful to Frank Lampard for bringing him to Chelsea. He called him up when he was sacked. He sent them really touching messages. Lampard's spoken about this since being sacked the first time around. And again, he's not replacing Tuchel. He's replacing Graham Potter. And I think his relationship with Lampard and his respect for Lampard will make him happy about this, which will make him a winner. Lampard loves Thiago Silva. He's, of course, going to play him. And then, sticking on centre-backs, I guess, first, I think probably Benoit Badiashile might be a winner playing on the left-hand side. Trevor Chalobah will also welcome this, because in the time when we had natural centre-backs on the bench, we opted for full-backs under Graham Potter. I think Lampard will play centre-backs in centre-backs positions. So on that, I'm going to make both Benoit Badiashile and Trevor Chalobah winners. And so the full-backs. Both wing-backs are also good. There's a lot of winners here. Reece James. Frank Lampard's the one who trusted him, brought him back from Wigan, gave him a first-team contract. He loves him. He will play him as a wing-back. He will not play him as a right centre-back. Reece James is a winner, and we'll be very happy to see Frank after recent times. Similarly, Ben Chilwell. Again, I said this recently, in times of Tagliafico and Alex Telles links, Lampard was adamant he wanted Ben Chilwell, and Ben Chilwell has spoken on this when he signed. He was like, yeah, Frank really, really wanted me. I'm so thankful for him. He is coming back and playing left wing back. Now, losers in defence. Oh, yeah, by the way, I missed this out. Wesley Fofana. Absolutely incredible ball playing centre back. For me, he's if you said you can keep one centre back, I'm obviously going Wesley Fofana. You know I'm a massive super fan. Provided he's fit, I think he probably plays actually. So as much as Trevor Chalobah would be like, I've got more of a chance because I'm Cobham and Frank's back, I just don't think you can overlook Wes Fofana. I think Koulibaly, I know Frank likes to look for a little bit of seniority sometimes, but because he's going to turn to Thiago Silva, I think Koulibaly might be a loser in this scenario. Cesar Azpilicueta will be respected by Frank, but he'll go for the dynamism of youngers. I'm not going to put him in either winners or losers as P. I think he's just going to be utilised as a rotational sort of captain guy, and I think he probably knows that, sort of keeps him the same. But a loser in defence, for me, sounds well out of order. And look at this loser in defence, is Marc Cucurella. He is echoes of the Graham Potter era. He hasn't been playing well. He is a good player. I believe there's a good player in there. I heard people on an Athletic podcast just say that this guy is so distinctly average. I think maybe that's a bit unfair. I think he can be good, but I think in this scenario, with Ben Chilwell, with left-sided centre-backs, like Benoit Badiashile, I think Marc Cucurella is definitely a loser in this scenario. So let's move on to midfielders, baby. Similarly, for a different reason, one that won't matter and won't care is Enzo Fernandez, or however it went, because he will just play. He's been consistent. If Frank Lampard doesn't start Enzo, he's already not doing himself any favours. Enzo's cool. I think hopefully like the general buzz of the team, they feel a little bit happier that there's different vibes and passions coming back. Passion, what Chelsea's all about. I think Enzo is fine. Not a winner nor a loser, just an ever-present continuation. It's N'Golo Kante. Everyone, kind of similar. I'm going to say winner because Frank Lampard's worked with him and loves him. There's already pictures of them smiling together. If I was managing Chelsea, I would start that pivot of Kante and Enzo. I think there's just so much potential for just world-class midfieldage. I think it's just incredible. Obviously, the biggest midfield winner of all is Mason Mount, because he's gone from, he had an pelvic injury, but just mega distraction with the contract, people talking about him. Daddy's home, ladies and gentlemen, to make him go Super Saiyan again. Well, Tuchel bloody loves Mount as well. Let's not pretend it's just Frank. Mason Mount will bloody love this. Frank will be channeling his inner number 8 goal scoring powers and be like, score a bloody goal, Frank Lampard, and all that kind of gear. I think it could work really well. Kovacic, I can't decide on this one. Had Jorginho still been here, I would have said loser, because Jorginho came out with some comments after Lampard was sacked, kind of dragging him a little bit, which would have made Lampard's return awkward for Jorginho. So he would have been a loser, but he's playing for Arsenal, so he's a loser for a different reason. Kovacic is tricky because you can't fit loads of midfielders in, even though we have 1,000 midfielders. I feel like Kovacic, I think he's going to be middle of the road as well. I know it's on the fence and that's boring as hell, but I think he might start the odd game and come off the bench in the odd game. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think so this is tricky because I think he's going to play less, but I'm still going to say winner because I think Lampard will start him as a midfielder. Lampard is that number 8 kind of guy. I think, and Ruben said recently on an interview, again, he's reiterated throughout his adult career that he wants to play as a number 8, as a midfielder. And I think Frank Lampard will play him in that position. So although I think he'll play less, because he won't be constantly auxiliary right back, I think, in my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. I'm saying he's going to be a winner. And similarly, look, Zakaria, I think it's going to be a loser. I don't think he's going to be turned to. I think he would just fizzle out for the rest of the season. Chelsea won't buy him, so therefore they won't utilise him. And both Gallagher and Chukwuemeka, I think, are winners as well. Purely because Lampard will look to his bench to put on like attacking midfielders or strong midfielders a lot. They'll do really well to be coached under Frank Lampard, one of the best, or arguably the best goal scoring number 8 of all time. Both of these guys can consider themselves number 8s at times, and they'll have to see that as a great opportunity and to feel good, even if they are not starting games. Let's move on and talk about forwards. Tricky. Now, this is super tricky because you could argue everyone's got a clean slate. I'm trying to think of more because, you know, the obvious thing would be like, well, Lampard likes to play with strikers, right? I said this in my latest upload yesterday. So suddenly, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Datro Fofana would be like raising their eyebrows. Datro Fofana has been playing for the development squad, I think. But this is real tricky because to pick a loot, I mean, Breuer's still injured, of course. Maybe Kai Havertz would be a loser in the striker sense. I don't think Lampard's going to play him as a striker, and if he's not playing him as a striker, is he playing him? He did play him as a number 8. Do you remember Lampard's first, when he played Mason Mount and Kai Havertz as attacking 8s. Hella attacking. Lampard's a madman. I like it though. It's exciting. But I'm looking at all these forwards, man. Like Joao Felix, you have to say like Enzo has to continue playing just because of his form and quality. Pulisic, he's already been pictured smiling with Frank on the training pitch. Pulisic's greatest vein of form in his career was Project Restart. Pulisic in the lockdown under Frank Lampard. Lampard had him like making these late runs into the box and like getting on things, and he was scoring these 1v1 goals. Lampard imbued this power into Pulisic. He would be a massive winner. Misha Mudryk, man, like, you know, apparently Lampard wanted to buy Mudryk for Everton. He'd scouted him. He likes him. He thinks he's very exciting. I mean, it's hard to find a loser here because all these forwards will think they're, you know, got a chance. Like Ziyech got signed by Lampard. Lampard know how to use Ziyech as the right winger, but Ziyech wants to go. We know he's going to be gone in the summer, so do you bother with him? Noni Madueke is one I don't know about because, of course, he's a very... he might be able to, because obviously, you know, he's an English lad who'll know about Lampard and they might have a good conversation about how he wants to play. Anything can happen, like nothing would surprise me at this point. But like, is Lampard going to have good ideas and good sort of talent ID with dribbling wingers for his game, or is he going to be more just sort of direct players? I have a feeling he might be more direct, like, you know, player number 9, like Fofana or you know, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and then put, you know, 2 players off him, like maybe like Mudryk for the runner or Pulisic, for example, on that left-hand side. He'd pick one between one, and I guess, you know, Joao Felix, it's tough. It is tough. Thank goodness we've got 5 subs, because we know one thing with Frank, he will just friggin' go for it and chuck them all on. Like, then people have been frustrated with Potter, maybe a bit more like reserved, substitutions, a little bit more, you know, not so gung-ho. It's near the end of the season, the pressure's off. Lampard will just chuck all the boys on and we'll friggin' go for it and have a laugh and smile and dance. Who knows, we could get slapped up 4-0 by Wolves and we'll just want the season to end. Look, man, let me know what you think. Do you agree with my winners and losers? Maybe, like, you know, pick up some yourself and show your reasons why you think it will work or it won't work down in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to read all those, man. And thank you for joining me, and thank you for the interactions, likes, comments, and subscriptions. And if you do decide to subscribe, you are welcome, and hit that bell notifications icon to get notified when I upload. Look after yourselves. See you soon. Peace.